guys, my name is Natasha and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a book haul because last week I did a book on haul, so I thought it would be fitting to do a book haul. Now this book haul is long overdue. It's like starting from Christmas to right now, all the books that I have gotten, and yeah, let's get right into it. So the first book I have is The Catcher in the Rye by J.D. Salinger. This book is a very well-known classic, as we all probably know. It's about a boy named Holden Caulfield, I hope I said that right, who kind of goes on a 24-hour mental trip where he starts to question like things about life, and it's very like coming of age. I actually read this book around 2 years ago, but I didn't own a copy because I had to read it for school and I wasn't sure whether I was gonna like it because, you know, school books are iffy. So yeah, I actually really liked it when I read it. I literally finished it 2 minutes before the exam started. But yeah, I really wanted to have a copy and reread it to see what I think about it. I just really like this cover because it's very like elegant but simple with the gold and the like navy blue. The next book that I have is Dark Places by Gillian Flynn, which is a thriller about a sister and her brother and about something that happened a long time ago. And it's kind of like this mystery about what happened and why did it happen. The synopsis doesn't really reveal much, so I can't tell you more than that, but I'm quite interested to read it because I read Gone Girl by Gillian Flynn a couple years ago, which is her like most famous book, and I actually didn't really like it that much, so I'm really interested to see what I think of this one, because I don't know if it was her writing style or just the story, so I just really want to know if I like her other books. The next book I have is Faking It by Cora Carmack. This book is a new adult romance book between Max and Caden. The first book is called Losing It. This is actually a companion novel, but it doesn't matter which one you read first because they're not like chronologically exact. They're just companion novels. I'm really excited to read this because many years ago my favorite booktuber Sasha Alsberg at A Book Utopia read this one and also read Losing It, and she really liked it, so I'm very excited because I don't read much new adult at all and I want to see if I like it. The next book I have is Innocent Traitor by Alison Weir, and this book is about the Lady Jane Grey, who is the great niece of Henry VIII of England, and she actually ends up being queen for 9 days, but ultimately meets a very tragic death because she was caught in the crossfire of Queen Mary with her Catholicism and the Protestants, and it's a very tragic story. Actually, I really liked it because I'm very interested in history, but also like I did not expect this story to be like this, and it's very informative. I really recommend this actually if you like history or if you are inclined to hear about Henry VIII or anyone around him, like of that era. The next book I have is The Shadow of the Wind by Carlos Ruiz Zafón. This is actually a very well-known novel, and I've also read this already and I absolutely loved it. This is about a boy whose father owns a bookshop, and one day after his mother's death, his father takes him to the cemetery of forgotten books where he chooses a book, reads it, and kind of the book becomes him. They have a very special union and he is determined to find out about the life of the author, and this ensues a very long and difficult journey. Not actually a trip, but like the journey of finding this author's life and what happened. And honestly, I really loved this. Like I enjoyed the book, but like the ending was phenomenal. I did not expect it, and it honestly made me bawl out crying. I super recommend this because it's a historical fiction and it really portrays the Spanish Civil War and like the hardships that happened before and after it. And it's really also a book about books. Like it's a book about finding the story of another book like inside, and it has a lot of like good friendships, good relationships, and I just loved it. I really did. And also like it's a book about books. Like the main character's father owns a bookshop. It's literally all books. By the way, this is like at least 30 plus book haul, like 30 plus books. The next book I have are The Silver Child and the Silver City by Cliff McNish. This is the first and second book in the Silver trilogy, which is a middle grade novel about silver creatures with powers. I absolutely love these covers. Like, they're literally holographic. They're so pretty. And look at the third book. It's turquoise. Like, look at this. They're so pretty, like, beside each other. I love this. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to find a hardcover of this one. That's why I have these two hardcover, this one paperback, but it's still stunning. Like, I love it. This book I have two new copies of. First is the Gryffindor special edition, the 20-year special edition of Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. My boyfriend gifted me this in January, and I was so excited because I had never read Harry Potter. I actually read this in January and completely adored it. But just like, look at it, like, red and yellow sprayed pages. It's so pretty. I love it. And the other edition of Harry Potter that I have is the Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone huge ass illustrated edition. Like, it's so pretty. I love it. Like, just look at this. Just look at the illustrations in here. Like, oh my goodness. I cannot with this. So pretty. If you do not know what Harry Potter is about, where have you been the last 20 years? But just in case you've lived under a rock, Harry Potter is about this boy who goes to a wizard school, and that's all you need to know. Read it if you haven't. Just read it. The next book I have is The Final Empire by Brandon Sanderson, and this is the first book in the Mistborn trilogy, which is a very well-known and well-loved high fantasy series, so I'm very excited to read this. This has a very great magic system and great characters, I've been told, but I'm quite intimidated because it's humongous. But yeah. The next book is The Almost Moon by Alice Sebold, and this book is about a woman whose mother is dying and she's never had really good relationships with her family, so she's kind of like coming to terms with that and also kind of realizing what she wants in life. So yeah, I actually very interested in this because I've heard good things about her other books, and I want to start with this one. The next book I have is Going Home by Harriet Evans. This book is a new adult romance. I'm not sure exactly what it's about, but I'm very excited because it's very Christmassy and sounds like a great palate cleanser. The next book I have is A Gift to Remember by Melissa Hill, and this is another very cutesy romance story at Christmas, and I'm so excited to read such a heartwarming book. I've heard great things about this author, and I'm very excited to read this. The next book I have is Tell Me Lies by Corolla Lovering. This is also a love story, but it has kind of a dark background because I believe the guy has kind of like secrets and stuff, so I'm very excited to read this. I really love this cover. It's super pretty, like the colors and how it's like scratched off. I love it. The next two books I have are actually by a Spanish young adult author called Blue Jeans. The first book is called La Chica Invisible, or The Invisible Girl, and the second book is called El Puzzle de Cristal, or The Crystal Puzzle. The first book I'm currently reading it, as you can probably see, but the first book is about a girl who gets murdered, and her classmate called Julia's parents investigate the case, and she's kind of really like sucked into it. I'm very excited to discover what happens. The next book I have is City of Heavenly Fire by Cassandra Clare, which is the last book in the Mortal Instruments. And right now I only have the first one right there and the last one, as you can probably see. But I'm still super excited to start this series sometime this year. And if you do not know what the first book is about, it's about a girl whose mother goes missing and she gets involved with shadow hunters, which are these weirdly powered people. And I'm so excited. Like, this series is OG in young adult, and I still haven't read it, so I'll be onto it very soon. The next book I have is The Heart of Betrayal by Mary E. Pearson, which is the second book in the Kiss of Deception trilogy. The first book is actually about a girl who's a princess, and she flees on her wedding day to a village, and she kind of tries to live there as a normal person, but she gets followed by a prince and by an assassin from a rival kingdom. I don't know who is who, so I'm very excited to read that. And my really nice boyfriend got me this book too for Christmas, so I'm very excited. Next, last book is I Owe You One by Sophie Kinsella. If you did not know, Sophie Kinsella is one of my favorite contemporary authors. I literally read and love everything she writes, so I was very excited when she released this. And yeah, I'm very excited to read it. This book is about a girl called Fixie who helps everybody with their problems and fixes things for them, kind of. Fixie. But one day she fixes or helps a gentleman at a cafeteria and her world starts spinning. So I'm very excited to read this. It's the Poison Study series by Maria V. Schneider. I loved the first book. I loved this first book, so I just had to get like the whole box set. If you not know, this first book is about a girl named Yelena Sultana, and in her world there's a code of behavior that if you violate it, you get executed. And she actually killed someone, so she gets imprisoned, but she actually gets the choice how to get executed or become the commander's poison tester, which is basically the same thing as getting killed, because if someone decides to poison the commander, she dies. But yeah, I sure enjoyed this book. I adored it. It's fantastic. It's fantasy, but not too much fantasy. It's like a little bit of fantasy and a ton of action, and I loved it. Okay guys, so that's the end of my book haul. It's actually huge. I'm sorry if it's very long. And yeah, please comment down below if you liked any of these books and want me to read them ASAP. Or if you don't like any of the books, just please comment what books you've gotten in the last few months. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!